Nigel, tell me how you first started to be interested in falconry.
Okay. It's often difficult when you look back on something to try and work out what it was that first sparked your interest. But I'm fortunate I know exactly when and what it was. A bloke called T.H. White in the 1930s wrote a book called The Goshawk, and they made a film about it. And I remember it being in black and white because this was in about 1964 and we could only afford a colour telly when it appeared on there. And he tried to train a goshawk in the way that they did in the Middle Ages. He was a medieval scholar. And in those days what you would do is you'd go out, trap a goshawk, a wild goshawk, tie it to your fist, much like Lady Macbeth is here, and then it was a question of staying awake until this wild bird fell asleep on your fist out of sheer exhaustion. It's like breaking a horse. We don't do it that way anymore. Mainly because it's going to take 3 days and 2 nights for the goshawk to fall asleep on your fist. And you know, who wants to do that? And it's not good for the hawk anyway. So anyway, in this film, 1964, they managed to capture the moment when this wild goshawk fell asleep on this bloke's fist. And that made quite an impression on a young Nigel Penfold. And that really was the beginning of my interest in it. And then, you know, fast forward about 40 years, I retired from living and working in London, moved down to North Devon, and here we are with North Devon Hawks and Lady Macbeth. I should add that this book, The Goshawk, is a real how not to do it, because this guy, T.H. White, who's a great medieval scholar, is generally recognised as being a rotten falconer. So if you read the book, don't try and do it that way.